High Stakes Contest is brought to you in association with PJ Brown Construction, All or Nothing, the Mod Musical, and Ricer High Performance Screws. Introducing your first fighter, standing in the blue corner, he represents Control Fitness Gym. He is Jake Heisman. And standing across the ring in the red corner, he represents the Pound for Pound Gym. He is John Maloney. This contest will be fought over 3 2-minute rounds. The referee in charge of the action is Mr. Ken Curtis.
So into the super middleweight division we go, and a very fit looking John Maloney in action here against Jake Heisman. Now this should be an absolute cracker. I have seen John Maloney many times. I've refereed him a few as well, and he's a good lad. Jake Heisman, incidentally, well, he's only 5'9", and he's making his Queensberry Boxing League debut tonight.
Yeah,
Spencer Oliver.
This should be an interesting contest, this one. Jake Heisman unbeaten outside the Queensberry Boxing League, so looking to make an impression here. But as you said, just to echo what you said, Steve, we've seen John Maloney a number of times and always value for money. Very, very tough, aggressive fighter. So we can expect things here. Heisman starting off this round quite quick, taking the centre of the ring. So he's looking to make an impression here. But he has to be careful from Maloney, as we've seen him in the past. Can be dangerous with either hand, Maloney, and loves to tear up.
Well, John Maloney really making a fairly typical start. You know, he tends to ship a few shots early on, but then comes on. His opponent, incidentally, Jake Heisman, undefeated in 3, albeit outside the Queensberry Boxing League, but has made a cracking start here.
Yeah, he has. He's working the body well in the head, and a lovely right hand over the top there, Steve. Just took Maloney's head back, but Maloney taking it well, covering up, showing his experience.
I've actually just realised I've seen Jake Heisman in the past as well. And this looks like a very, very tasty matchup.
Yeah, it does. Maloney looking to get through with the right hand himself, just falling short on that occasion, but just keeping his head a bit low there, John Maloney. He needs to keep that eye contact.
You made a very good point earlier about, you know, you really can't afford to give away much if you lose the first round. And John Maloney's on his way to doing that here, and he's going to have to really up the stakes in the next session. That's why this is called high stakes.
Absolutely. But, you know, 3 2-minute rounds, you've got no time, and Heisman getting through with some good shots again. Maloney spending too much time covering up on the ropes, and a good, aggressive start here from Jake Heisman. Really fancies this fight, Steve Heisman. You can see the aggression on his face, the will to win, and Maloney spending too much time covering up. He needs to get off of these shots first. A good opening round from the debut and Jake Heisman there.
Absolutely right. Well, it's interesting, you know, John Maloney, I'm just wondering whether he's shed too much weight to come in as super middleweight. He's normally around the light heavy cruiserweight division.
Yeah, he certainly looks well cut, doesn't he? And maybe that's taken a little bit out of him, because doesn't look quite as sharp as we've seen him in the past, Maloney, and he was spending too much time on the back foot. Heisman was getting off with some good shots, like we see here, working the body so well, to the body and the head. And there was Maloney just sitting on the ropes, losing eye contact, as you can see there, and was getting caught with shots like that. Now, the reason he was getting caught with those shots really was because of the eye contact. You've got to keep your eye on an opponent, otherwise things like that happen. But great first round there from Heisman, and he'll be really pleased to get that round under his belt.
Yep, and some of his trainers, Andy Juby and Josh Pope, in that blue corner, they've done very well. So round 2 of a scheduled 3. And, well, let's just see what John Maloney could do to try and turn this one around. Jake Heisman in the black and red made a cracking start.
Yeah, and he's come up fired up in this second round, Heisman. Must be careful he doesn't get caught, though, carrying those hands quite low. Good body shot there from Heisman as well, and not a lot coming back from Maloney. Maloney now be crouching over just a little bit too much, looking down at the floor more. than it is her opponent, and that's what's allowing Heisman will get off with the shots. But it's a big effort from Maloney. He knows he needs a big round here in the second.
Yes, and having seen John many times in the past, I know how determined he can be. And he really is piling on the pressure here. And I've got a feeling he might just have his nose in front here in the second round as the gum shield falls out. Our referee for this one is Ken Curtis.
Yeah, big effort here from Maloney in this second round. Heisman just needs to take half a step back just to create the distance between the two fighters and get off of his own shots. Can't be too eager. You know, he's got his nose in front here, Heisman.
But he's not that kind of fighter, really, is he, Spencer? That's his problem. You know, he's a rumbler, just like Maloney. These two are made for each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Neither guy wants to give any ground at all, and here comes Heisman again, really letting the shots go, and Maloney slightly disorientated there for a moment, Steve.
Yes, if John doesn't come back now and come back strongly, I think he can kiss this verdict goodbye. Nice body shot there from him.
Yeah, good effort here from Maloney in the second round, but I'm not sure he's done enough to take it. If I'm honest, he's giving it everything. Good shot from Heisman. Oh, good body shots there from Maloney, and Heisman may have been hurt by one of those. He seems to be crouching over in the corner. He doesn't seem to like that body work. And just getting marked up over the left eye as well there, Heisman.
Well, I knew we were in for a cracking night's boxing, but I tell you what, this is superb, isn't it? Just exactly the kind of fight we expected.
Absolutely, the determination and will to win on Heisman. He really wants to make a big effort here, and that was a very close round, Steve. Very difficult to split. Maloney started the round very well, working well. Heisman come back, and then Maloney come back again at the end, and maybe very difficult round to score. Maybe Maloney might just done enough to nick it on the cards. Depends what you're looking for.
Bit of replay coming up now from round two. So, oh, lovely right hand there from John Maloney.
Yeah, and then here comes Heisman, piling on the pressure.
As you say, a very hard round to score.
Yeah, very, very difficult rounds to score that one. Heisman was fighting in those flusters, though, wasn't he? Fighting in those flurry of punches. That might have been enough to nick it, you know, one of the judges' scorecards. Just the eye-catching stuff was coming from Heisman. The steady pressure was coming from Maloney. But for me, Steve, this fight could be won or lost here in this third round.
I completely agree with you, although I must say I had a slight inkling for Heisman in the second. And, well, Maloney, you know, whatever he needs to do, he's got to win this round. So third and final session then.
Yeah, this fight could really be won or lost here. I've got the second round even. Couldn't really split them. First round going to Heisman. So Maloney needs a big finish if he wants to get something out of this contest on my scorecard. But the aggressor again is Heisman. He's really fired up. Nice counter back punch coming back from Maloney, and a good right hand. And Heisman has got to be careful. He's a bit reckless. He's getting caught with some silly shots.
Well, one thing I have noticed about Jake Heisman, he tends to miss with an awful lot of his shots. He's got a good defense himself, but he's missing with so many. And Maloney is actually making his shots count.
Yeah, this is a better round here from Maloney. He's the one that's landing the cleanest shots, and the experience seems to be showing here in the third round. Heisman got a bit wild, as you rightly said there, Steve, and he was getting caught with some silly shots, and he's starting to get marked up in there as well, Heisman. Got a nice lump under the right eye just to match the one over the left eye, so good right hand again there from Maloney, and Heisman just seems to be getting tired here in the third round, doing the wrong thing by carrying his hands low, and Maloney really piling on the pressure here in the third.
Lovely right there again for John Maloney. Has John Maloney left it too late? That's the question.
Well, I tell you what, this one's going to be close, Steve. Really is going to be close. Maloney definitely winning this third round. He's the one that's landed the cleanest shots, and Heisman seems to feel the weight of that one there. Looking for the big shots. That's when you know a fighter's tired, when he's loading up with those single shots.
And it all depends now, Spencer Oliver, on who, you know, where the judges went at the end of round two. Cracking fight.
Absolutely, because for me, Maloney winning that third round comfortably. Now, this is how I've scored this contest. I've got Heisman winning the first, I couldn't separate them in the second. They both had their success, and this is where the fight's going to be won or lost, because the third round was clearly for Maloney. Let's take a look at some of the action here in the third round. This was the good work from Maloney, landing some lovely shots. Look where the hands are of Heisman here. No defence at all. All he's thinking about is offence, and he was getting caught by the tighter Maloney, who was pressing forward and doing the better work in that third round. So, Steve, I'm really struggling to split them there, and I've scored it a draw. I couldn't separate the second round. First round was quite clearly Heisman's. The third round, for me, quite clearly Maloney's. And let's see it. It's all down to the judges' scorecards.
Yeah, it's all on the second round. I got it 29-28 in favour of Heisman, but, you know, that's only at a push.
Absolutely. I mean, you wouldn't argue either way that it went here. For me, I think it's worthy of a draw, and I'd like to see that again. I think both guys give it their all. I think Maloney showed the more experience of the two, and done the better work, certainly in the third round. He started coming back in the second round, but a great start from Heisman. Be interested to see the way this one's gone.
Well, here we go then. Ken Curtis, our referee's got both lads in the centre of the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we go to the judges' scorecards, please give both boxers a round of applause. What a cracking fight. It's what the Queensbury Boxing League
a draw
is all
would be
about,
fair.
ladies and gentlemen. But after 3 fantastic rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. And we have a unanimous decision in favour of your winner. From the blue corner, Jake Heisman.
Well, Heisman gets it, and I tell you what, that must have been very, very close, despite the fact it was unanimous. I don't think if he won it at all, it was not by more than a point.
No, Heisman clearly won the first. Maloney clearly won the third. It was all on that second round. It was the way that you went for it. What did you prefer? A draw would have been the right result for me, Steve, but if you was going to have to pick a winner, Heisman would have got it.